Hey there guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIII. In the last episode we left Grand Pulse and returned to Cocoon to find an all-out war breaking out in the streets. Barthandelis' prediction is true. The return of the Lassie to Cocoon will bring about the world's end, or at least that's how it's looking. Monsters from Pulse are flooding the streets, and we're forced to fight not only Pulse monsters to protect the civilians, but Cocoon soldiers. Alright, so we're currently in Eden on the expressway, just after the Behemoth King fight. Alright, so as I stated in the previous episode, we're going to fight all enemies we come in contact with, because we need to start saving CP for whenever the Crystarium expands to its final stage, Stage 10. Hopefully we can get 1,000,000 CP by then, but I don't know. We'll see. So let's go ahead and continue on, slashing out any enemies in the way. Alright, after clearing them out, go ahead and continue along the road, or the expressway. And ahead we have more enemies. So let's slash and burn them to pieces.
Wide open.
Alright, so after the battle, continue down the expressway. Now you can start to see why I highly suggest doing all that training back on Grand Pulse before coming here. That's why we spent so much time upgrading our weapons and getting the right accessories and upgrading accessories. And maxing out our character's Crystarium at Stage 9. And then working on some secondary roles. You can now see why I said to put that much effort into it, because the enemies found here in Chapter 12 and then the ones that we'll be facing in Chapter 13 are no joke. If you're not prepared, you will get slaughtered, and you won't even be able to beat just the normal enemies, much less the bosses. So the bosses are really hard as well. But as long as you put that time and effort into training and upgrading your weapons and getting the right accessories, you guys should have no problem going through this. So a lot of people are asking me to do a quick equipment check. For Lightning, I have the Inkindler fully upgraded and Adamant Bangle fully upgraded. Now this will really help you out. It increases your maximum HP by 1500. So whoever you're controlling, whoever's the party leader, I highly suggest to equip an Adamant Bangle onto them. because if the party leader gets KO'd, you're gonna get a game over and have to retry the battle. But if you have an adamant bangle with that extra 1500 CP, you should be somewhere up in the 9,000s for HP, and that's more than enough to take care of any enemies in this chapter and the next. The Aurora Scarf and Sprint Shoes. For Vanille, I have a fully upgraded Marlboro Wand, Survivalist Catalog, Speed Sash, and Sprint Shoes. Remember, the Survivalist Catalog and Speed Sash are together for that random instant chain passive ability, which is instant stagger, meaning we can instantly stagger enemies. For Fang, we have the Calamity Spear, 2 Speed Sashes, and Sprint Shoes. Those 2 Speed Sashes are together for the random instant chain, and she can instantly stagger enemies as well. So having random instant chain on more than one character will increase the percentage of instantly staggering enemies. Finally, the Paradigms, we have Synergist, so we can fully buff all characters at the start of each boss battle within 30 seconds. Relentless Assault, Ravager Commando, Aggression, Commando Ravager Commando, Combat Clinic, Medic Sentinel, Even Dodge, Medic Saboteur Synergist, and Diversity, Ravager Medic Commando. Now for you guys that don't know, I highly suggest to put Combat Clinic somewhere in the middle for easy access, because in these upcoming boss battles we're going to be switching Paradigms a lot. So usually you're going to wind up being somewhere in the middle, and if you have Combat Clinic in the middle, it's very easy to access if you're just a couple Paradigms up or even a couple Paradigms down. It's very quick and easy to get to Combat Clinic for those critical emergencies where time is vital. Alright, so let's continue down the expressway. Ahead we have a Behemoth King and 3 Orbans. Try to get that preemptive strike. And let's take out the Behemoth King first, because he's the biggest threat. Made him look like cake. Alright, so if you're having trouble with this battle and you can't get a preemptive strike, I would highly suggest to take out the 3 Orban enemies first. If you don't get a preemptive strike, take out the 3 Orban enemies first and then work on the Behemoth King. And if you still can't manage to win that fight, then use the Deceptizol. And then run up and preemptive strike them with the Deceptizol. And then that way you can take out the Behemoth King first and then the Orbans last. But either way, you're definitely going to want to take that battle out, because shortly up ahead is a treasure ball off to the right. Go ahead and open that up for a Rebel Heart, which is a new weapon for Snow. Critical Power Surge, which is pretty good. Alright, now let's continue down the path. Alright, so pushing on, an enemy will fall through the roof. Let's go ahead and wipe them out. And again, if you're really having a hard time taking these enemies out, then I would highly suggest to stay here and grind for CP. You can get the enemies to respawn by heading from here all the way back to the save point back there where we first started on this road. Save your game and then reload the game, and all the enemies will be respawned. So if you're having a hard time killing the enemies here, I would highly suggest to CP grind here for a little bit. And in order to get the enemies to respawn, simply clear them all out and then head back to the save point at the beginning, save your game, and then reload it, and all the enemies will be respawned. Because if you're having trouble killing the enemies here, you're really going to struggle, because the enemies get a lot harder, like 2 times, maybe even 3 times harder further up ahead. So if you're having trouble here killing the enemies, do some CP grinding and max out your character's Crystarium, because it only gets worse. That's why I highly advise to put a lot of training and time into our stay at Grandpulse. Alright, so continue up the path and dodge through the debris. Further ahead, we got more enemies. Alright, after you clear them out, continue down the path and you'll see some soldiers ahead. Let's go ahead and clear them out. Alright, after disposing of them, continue down the path and you'll see a treasure ball. But before you can open it up, look who jumps over the way to block the treasure ball. Let's go ahead and smash this newly found behemoth to bits. Introducing Proto-Behemoth. Proto-Behemoth has 484,000 HP. Personally, I think the Behemoth King is harder than this guy. Alright, after taking out Proto Crap, go ahead and turn around and open up the nearby treasure ball to obtain an Otis Shirvani, which is a new weapon for hope. And this has the Siphon boost, which is a very excellent passive ability. Let's go ahead and equip that onto Hope. And at the end of the path, you'll find a save point to the left. Alright, so before jumping over, go ahead and quickly prepare for the first boss of Chapter 12. So you already know the accessories I'm rocking. And you already know the paradigms. I'll let you quickly glance over. Alright, so if you really want to make this battle easy, you can use a Fortizol and Agizol. If you don't have that many shrouds, then again, I would suggest equipping the Survivalist Catalog for Vanille, along with the Speed Sash for instant stagger. The Survivalist Catalog will increase the odds of obtaining shrouds after battle, so if you're low on shrouds, this will help you get back up to where you need to be. Now, if you don't have the Survivalist Catalog, you get it from completing Sea Stone Mission 12 or something like that. Or maybe it was Sea Stone Mission 16 or 17. Somewhere around in there, you'll get this as a reward. So if you didn't get the Survivalist Catalog, shame on you. You didn't do any Sea Stone missions. That's not good. But alright, once you're ready, go ahead and jump over. I'm not even going to bother using a Fortizol or Agizol because my party is extremely powerful. And jump off to the other side and approach the machine. And this is another Final Fantasy VII reference. Tell me if you remember this one.
Rosh, I see your power has grown, Mr. Villiers. No matter. We will lay down our lives if that is what it takes to stop you.
Oh, we're on the same side here. We came back to stop all of this.
Nevertheless, you are the sea. We can trust the pawns no more than the fal'Cie who moved them. Humanity's fate rests in its own hands.
Alright. So you'll now be in battle with the Proudclad. Haha. Remember this from Final Fantasy VII. Alright, so this ugly mechanical robot is definitely some trouble. First thing you're going to want to do is Libra this sucker. You'll see that he has 1,530,000 HP. He has a chain resistance of 90 and a stagger point of 150%, which isn't too bad of a stagger point. He delivers physical or devastating physical attacks. Common drop unknown, rare drop none. The hard part about it is he has all status immunity, so you ain't casting D-Protect or D-Shell on this thing. Also, all of his magic is halved, so you're going to have to rely on physical attacks, and even that is useless. Fortunately enough, his attacks aren't too damaging yet. Now you're going to want to try and finish this guy off in one stagger. You're going to want to try to finish this guy off in one stagger, because if you don't finish him off in one stagger, once he gets back up from a stagger, you're really going to be in for some trouble. He starts delivering heavy damage and physical attacks, and he's relentless with it. So try and finish this guy off in one stagger. If you don't, switch to Combat Clinic and eat the first wave of damage he throws at you, and then switch back over to Relentless Assault and quickly stagger him again as fast as possible. Hopefully we can finish him off in one stagger. Also, take note how the Adamant Bangle is extremely useful in this fight. So as you can see, the Proudclad has targeted, it mainly likes to target your party leader. So that's why having the Adamant Bangle that increases your HP by 1500 is really useful. Alright, so once you stagger the boss, try to raise his stagger percentage up to about 600%. Or 500% will even work. Then switch over to aggression and let him have it. And Lucky Smite came back and hit 99,999 damage. I know you've seen that. We use Smite and score. We use 2 Smite attacks at the end of his stagger gauge. So if you're kind of close to killing him, and his stagger gauge is almost gone, then I suggest to quickly use an attack with lightning to use Smite, which will deal heavy damage just as the enemy is about to recover from stagger. So instead of waiting for lightning's ATB gauge to fully recharge, because sometimes by the time her ATB gauge fully recharges, the enemy will already be unstaggered. So you can press Y or triangle to cancel everything out and just use one attack. That way you can get an attack in right before he recovers from stagger. And if she uses Smite, if you time it just right and she uses Smite and your characters are strong enough, you should hit for maximum damage, which is 99,999. And that was enough to take him out in one stagger. So if you can't take them out in one stagger, I highly suggest to switch back to Combat Clinic to heal everyone back up to full health. And then you can work on staggering them again with Relentless Assault. You'll get 10,000 CP for winning, and you might get a particle accelerator.
That's all she can take! Fall back!
I don't understand. We want the same thing. Why can't we just work together?
These people are so blinded by fear, they can't even imagine it. Are we too late?
Not yet. And we can't give up. No one else knows the truth. Am I right?
Only we know about the plan to destroy Cocoon.
And which Falsi's behind it. Bartandalis.
Then what are we waiting for? It's time for some payback.
That's what I'm talking about. Once everything's finally out in the open, people are gonna have to wake up from this nightmare.
Let's show them how human we still are.
Alright, so I got one final tip of advice for the last boss battle, the Proudclad. If you cannot kill him in one stagger, immediately switch to Combat Clinic. Heal everyone up to full health. And then switch to a Sentinel role with Fang so that Fang can absorb all the damage and tank all the damage from the Proudclad. Because once he recovers from stagger, if you didn't kill him in one stagger, he'll go into auto attack mode and really start ruining your day. So in order to counter this to the best is switch over to Combat Clinic so that Fang can tank all the damage as a Sentinel. Meanwhile, you have 2 healers, so you should be able to withstand the Combat Clinic. But by the time you start attacking him again, he has recovered 300,000 HP. So while in auto attack mode, yes, he does recover HP. So you're going to want to take him out in 2 staggers. If you can't take him out in 1 stagger, take him out in 2. After you finish staggering him, switch to Combat Clinic. He's going to go into auto attack mode and recover 300,000 HP. Once he's done with auto attack mode, you can switch to Relentless Assault and stagger him again. Remember, also take note of that little tip I gave you guys at the end of the battle. As you could see, he was really low on HP and I was not about to kill him in 1 stagger. However, right before his stagger gauge depleted, I quickly attacked with lightning. And if you attack him right before his stagger gauge runs out, you'll use Smite. And if you have the stagger percentage high enough, it'll do 99,999. That should give you the final boost you need to take him out in 1 stagger. If you don't, switch to the setup I just explained and you should be able to take him out. If you can't take him out at all, then switch to then use a Fortizol and Agizol before the battle. This will let your characters be buffed up enough so that you can hopefully take them out in 1 stagger. If you still can't take them out and you're just getting demolished by him, then I suggest to backtrack down the road and save your game at the save point at the beginning, and then reload your game and all the enemies will be respawned. And that's going to be your only option, is to fight the enemies again in order to grind for CP. Then spend your CP on any Crystarium nodes that you haven't already maxed out, and hopefully it'll give you the stat boost that you need to take them out. The guy's a pain in the ass, but you haven't seen nothing yet. So if you're having trouble here, I highly suggest to keep grinding for CP, or you might want to invest on getting some new accessories. Again, I explain how to get all accessories that I have and fully upgrade them in the previous episodes of this walkthrough. So if you have any trouble, you can look back and I'll show you exactly how to get what I got. The only bad part is most of the stuff I got you get on Grand Pulse, which is why I highly advise you guys to train before you came here. Alright, if you're still having trouble and you just don't know what to do, put a comment below this video and I'll reply to the best of my ability, trying to give you guys some advice on how to beat this guy, because he is a pain in the ass. So if you just can't find any way to beat this guy, leave a comment and I'll tell you guys the exact strategy you should use. Also, send in the comment, include your battle team, your paradigms, and your equipment, and I'll tell you how you can adjust it and tweak it so that you'll get the best benefits at the start of the battle. Alright, so after you demolish the guy, go ahead and jump over the crack and enter the elevator to the left, and choose to activate it to write it down below.
Coon's our home. This isn't gonna be the end of it.
See, this is what they wanted the army for. Turning the streets of Cocoon into a battlefield.
Alright. After the elevator comes to a stop down below, exit from behind and you'll be thrown into an event battle.
Fall back! Suppressing fire!
Alright, so you'll be thrown into a battle with the Adamanchelid. So if you already did the Sea Stone mission, where you had to take this guy out, all of his information will already be filled out. The Adamanchelid has 956,250 HP. He never allows itself to be caught by preemptive strikes, delivers devastating physical attacks, and executes powerful magic attacks. The final note is unknown. His chain resistance is 25, his stagger point 150%. Common drop is gold dust. He's immune to poison, debrave, and defaith. His vulnerabilities are he's weak to blizzard, and his physical attacks and magic is howl. Alright, so start the battle off with even odds. This will allow lightning to heal the party, while Vanille debuffs the Adamanchelid, and Fang sticks some buffs on your characters.
Let's make this easy. Don't sweat it. Don't back down.
Then switch to Combat Clinic and heal everyone up. Once you have D-Protect and D-Faith on the Adamanchelid, switch to Relentless Assault and stagger the thing. Once he's staggered, raise his stagger percentage to about 700. And switch to aggression to finish him off. You'll get 4,550 Christian points after the battle, and you might obtain a gold dust.
Let's see!
Easy now. Let's go.
Alright, so if you're having trouble and your party member keeps getting KO'd, I highly suggest to put some time into upgrading a platinum bangle, so your character will have more HP. In order to get the adamantite bangle fully upgraded, you're going to need about 450,000 gil. If you don't have any gil, then I really don't know what to tell you at this point except for the grind for CP. Alright, so after the battle with the Adamanchelid, you'll see a save point to the left. Go ahead and save your game. And that's going to conclude this episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIII. I'll see you guys next time where we continue through the capital, the Sanctum Capital Eden, and see what's going on with the war in the streets.